Today on the Daily Scoop podcast from the Scoop News Group, the Department of Defense's Chief Information Officer solicits industry to inform a revamp of the cumbersome cybersecurity risk management framework. And Congress seeks a ban on government use of foreign adversarial AI. It's Thursday, June 26, 2025. Welcome to the Daily Scoop podcast, where you'll hear the latest news and trends facing government leaders. I'm the host of the Daily Scoop podcast, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for joining me. Let's dive into today's top headlines. The Department of Defense's Office of the Chief Information Officer has officially kicked off its effort to improve how the Pentagon manages cybersecurity risks with advanced automation and continuous monitoring capabilities. The DOD CIO published a request for information on Wednesday on Sam.gov, calling for industry's input on emerging technologies, solutions, and business practices that can support the department's attempt to revamp the Risk Management Framework, or RMF. The initiative largely seeks to replace the legacy framework with a multi-phased construct that will be demanding for cyber and acquisition professionals, as officials hope to simultaneously speed up capability delivery to warfighters. The new RFI states that, quote, although RMF enhances security through continuous monitoring and risk-based decision-making, it's often seen as a slow and cumbersome process. To meet the urgent demands of modern cyber threats and accelerate innovation, the DoD is working to streamline the RMF process, aiming for greater efficiency without compromising on security. While the framework has guided the Defense Department's acquisition process for its military networks, weapon systems, and other critical IT infrastructure for decades, the RMF has come under scrutiny in recent months by senior leadership. Since returning to the department in March to perform the duties of Pentagon CIO, Katie Arrington has repeatedly stated in public forums that she is, quote, blowing up the RMF and other bureaucratic processes known to stifle innovation. In other news, federal agencies would be barred from using artificial intelligence linked to the Chinese government under legislation introduced Wednesday by a bipartisan group of House and Senate lawmakers. The No Adversarial AI Act proposal from Representatives John Molinar, a Republican of Michigan, and Raja Krishnamurthy, a Democrat of Illinois, the chair and ranking member of the House Select Committee on China, respectively, is a companion to legislation from Senators Rick Scott, Republican of Florida, and Gary Peters, Democrat of Michigan. The bill is the latest in a series of other congressional proposals focused on DeepSeek, a Chinese startup whose low-cost AI model has stirred panic in U.S. tech and AI companies. Notably, a U.S. official recently told Reuters that DeepSeek was assisting Chinese military and intelligence work. Some agencies like NASA have issued specific memoranda focused on barring the technology's use in the federal government. The new House bill was announced in conjunction with the hearing Wednesday focused on American AI leadership in a committee campaign on raising concerns about protecting American technology and innovation from foreign adversaries. The bill, according to a press release, calls for the creation of a list of foreign adversary AI systems managed by the Federal Acquisition Security Council, establish a listing process for companies to show they aren't working with the adversary tech, and formally ban federal agencies from working with the technology in most circumstances. For more news at the intersection of the federal government and technology, make sure to visit fedscoop.com. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of the Daily Scoop podcast, available on all podcast platforms. If you've already rated the podcast on your platform of choice, thanks so much. High ratings and good reviews of the show help more people to find it. The Daily Scoop podcast is a production of the Scoop News Group in Washington, D.C. Adam Butler and Carlin Fisher help put the show together, and the entire Scoop News Group team contributes. We'll be back next week with more top headlines. Until then, I'm your host, Billy Mitchell. Thanks so much for listening.